Today we continue our reunion series with the actors who created two of television's most memorable characters. He was television's first nerd. That's right, his name was Walter Denton. She played Connie Brooks, the medium's first man-hungry schoolmarm and television's first independent woman. The show ran 4 seasons from 52 to 56 and was so popular it's still being shown in reruns all over the world. Would you please welcome the stars of Our Miss Brooks? What a thrill. Eve Arden and Richard Crenna. It's good to see you both. Is it comfy?
Yes.
It's okay.
Right.
It's lovely.
Yeah. Well, now this went from radio to television.
Yes, we did 5 years of radio in all. One overlapped the beginning of TV, right?
Yeah.
Right.
I'm trying to think, and you perhaps can help me out on this. How many shows?
I wish.
How many shows like this? I mean, excluding the soap operas. How many went from radio to television?
Well, I can't remember too many. Life of Riley, I think, did. Lucy did. Lucy did a show on radio called My Favorite Husband, I think it was.
With Ricky Ricardo?
And then it changed. It became I Love Lucy because she wanted to do the show with Desi when it went on to television. And so they changed it. I think Richard Denning did it on radio with her.
Yeah, but as far as carrying the characters from radio to television, not many did that.
Not too many. No.
You two did it.
No.
And what? Oh,
I resisted at first because by then I thought I was going to leave radio and go immediately to the home. And I said, no, I can't do this, Eve. I really can't do this. And they tried an awful lot of kids. They auditioned. Eve can probably tell you that story better than I.
She just with them. I wanted.
You wanted me. Dick, yeah. Can you still do Walter Denton?
Well, as a matter of fact, this is my real voice.
Oh.
This is the voice I People say, do you really talk like that? I said, of course.
Doesn't everybody? I think I gave myself a hernia.
Eve, when I introduced you, I mentioned that you were really one of the first women who was independent, said what she thought, no holds barred, and it was extremely man-hungry. That's the part I always loved about the show. Well, at least with Mr. Boynton.
I read a wonderful article refuting that whole thing.
Really?
Yes. It said I was Boynton hungry.
Oh, Boynton hungry.
And
well, I guess that's true.
I was never chasing everybody. It was just Mr. Boynton.
Was his name Rockwell?
Bob Rockwell.
Bob Rockwell played Boynton. And
played Boynton on
Jeff
television.
Chandler played it in radio.
Are you serious?
That's right.
Jeff
Jeff Chandler was the first Mr. Boynton. And remember this for Trivial Pursuits, people. You can all win a lot of money with that. And Jeff, what was wonderful about Jeff is that he did Broken Arrow right in the middle of our 5-year period.
Yeah.
And, of course, became a very big movie star. And everybody assumed immediately that Jeff would say, well, I got to get out of this. I can't play on this, radio show anymore. I'm a movie star. He loved doing Mr. Boynton, and he continued to play it for 5 years.
But there was no way he would go from the radio to the television.
No, he did not. He did not go to
Well, he was
television.
a star by then, wasn't he?
He was a giant star.
And he was also too macho for Mr. Boynton. We had
that would have really changed the equation, wouldn't it?
Certainly would have.
We had a Christmas show in which he got to kiss Miss Brooks. And the audience just went to pieces because he gave it everything, which was entirely wrong for the character. But Bob Rockwell was wonderful.
Well,
and
he was terrific.
He was not that macho, but he was a man and shy and a biologist.
Gail Gordon was
the principal, Mr. Conklin.
Mr. Conklin. Right. And I'm sorry we didn't get a chance to get Gail here.
Gail is up at this very moment in Canada doing a play. He is inevitably on the road. Whenever we try to get a hold of him for any reunion or anything, he's always off doing a play, which is what Eve does. Eve is all over this bloody country doing plays, I'll tell you.
You know, we were kicking this around earlier today, and it seemed the consensus was that you could put Miss Brooks on today. I mean, you could put another Our Miss Brooks on today.
Well,
and it would be just as...
I think the concept would work. I really do. I think the concept would work very well.
What is it that makes it so memorable?
Somebody's trying to do that
are they?
Right now.
Are they? Well, I would think it would work because, as you say, Miss Brooks was certainly a forerunner of ERA. I mean, she was she was a lady that knew what she wanted and went after it. And I think everything worked. I think everything in the show really did work.
You, of course, have gone on to have an extraordinary career. You're about ready to leave for another location. Where are you going?
I'm going to Mexico. I did a film with Sylvester Stallone, First Blood, and we're just now starting the sequel, which will be First Blood 2, The Mission, Rambo. And so we're about to go off into the, Walter Denton is about to go off into the jungles.
Well, what was it like to do a show in the 50s?
Very
compared
easy.
to what happens today?
Dick and I were talking about it. We did Miss Brooks in 2.5 days. We came in Friday morning and read through the show and walked the show for the cameramen. Then I went back to the ranch, the farm, and spent Saturday and Sunday. Monday, Brooks, my husband, drove me in and I learned the whole show, and we gave a dress rehearsal that evening for all the secretaries on the lot. Came in Tuesday at noon, worked till 5 o'clock, went out and took a shower, had dinner, and came back and did the show.
Yeah, but I mean, when you worked in those days, was it one big happy family?
It was great fun, and I think one of the things that I miss tremendously in this day and age is the fun that we used to have. Television has become such a competitive medium today. In those days, when you were picked up for 13 weeks. Now when a show says we're on the air, it means we're on the air till the first commercial.
Right.
Because if the ratings don't work, you're off in week 2. You don't even get 2 weeks to find an audience. And you know, that happened to a lot of shows. We had 39.
Right,
and we did 39
away.
shows in those days, as well as you know, which was now the average is 22 to 20 shows a season.
Right.
And so we were together like a family for a great deal of the time. And signing on for a television series is really like signing on submarine duty.
Sure it is.
Because you're locked into a building with people that you spend more time with than you spend with your own family. And you'd better get along. And in those days, we did. Of course, we'd had the 5 years of radio together.
Yes.
We loved each other. And we just had the best time. Standing back there now was deja vu. I felt like we were back at General Service Studios ready to make an entrance.
Did I understand you're writing your biography?
I sold my book a year ago.
Good for you.
But my husband passed away in February, so they gave me time because I had to do a little extra work putting
I should
other
imagine, yes.
stories in and that last chapter. But it's coming out in the spring. I don't have a title yet.
All right, well,
but you'll see Eve Arden, hopefully.
That's enough for me. Thank you both for being here. Our best to Gail Gordon when you do see him and talk to him. And thanks for being a part of this. We'll continue our